everybody. Today we're back with Davina Carnus. And yes, we're back to the whole analog horror reaction thing, so sir. Yeah, I've been warned.
Today something has happened within the restricted zone, where a large group of cultists have been apprehended. Several teams of military personnel have arrested some high-ranking cultists and have unmasked their identities to the public. Shockingly, several of these members are well-renowned politicians and high-ranking members of multiple governments across the globe.
Many documents have been released providing sufficient proof of the atrocities that were being committed. Some of these crimes include murder, kidnapping, torture, ritual sacrifice, and the list goes on.
The members are found guilty of deliberately providing false information to the public in an attempt to cause harm. The New Trier Company has been found to have very significant ties with cultist activities and has been shut down. All New Trier products have been deemed hazardous for consumption.
Cultivation farms are facing pressure to shut down.
Public unrest grows as the New Trier cult case brings more crimes that were hidden away to light.
The people are outraged by how little was actually being done. They demand that something be done to handle the Carnus species.
Riots appear in the streets as protests begin to turn aggressive.
Our leaders were plotting against us. Who do we trust? What happens now?
Test chamber 1 now in use.
Go beyond with East Tennessee State
What the?
University's online
Louisiana.
MBA programs at East Tennessee.
Welcome to Magister's Wonder Show. I am the Magister, and get ready to explore all of the world's wonders. Today, we are learning about the circle of life.
Test report number 4. We still know very little about the nature of the entities. There are 7 singularities in total. Each singularity is roughly 1 meter in diameter. They are made of an unknown material, although it looks and feels very similar to glass. We are unable to sample it in fear of causing potential damage. The material is very dark in color, but has red shimmers of light swirling inside. There are some hints of other colors present, but is mostly dominated by the red. Each entity hovers above the ground in a stationary position, although they can be moved with relative ease. Our equipment can detect some subtle pulses of energy in rhythmic but random patterns.
Sorry, was being quiet. I listen.
We don't know what they are. We don't know if it is breathing or communicating. We don't even truly know if they are even organic. This is nothing new, just confirming what we already know. Our first experiments didn't give any interesting leads. The most we got was some interference with electronics, especially when there is more than one kept close together. But the experiment we conducted showed extremely significant results. The experiment played out like this. In test chamber 1, a live cow was released into the chamber with V1 for an extended period. They were left together for 24 hours. The test showed minimal results from the entity and an increase in stress from the cow. Next, the body of a cow was put into the chamber with V1 for 24 hours. The results were extraordinary. After the whole body had been ingested, concentrations of Kroll rapidly grew from several points from within the chamber. What this could mean, it rewrites everything we knew about the Vita Carnis species.
That allowed the Kroll to grow out.
A young larva hatches from within its egg. It will roam around and find food to help it grow and grow. Once they are big enough, they transform into a pupa. And after some more time, they transform into an adult beetle. The adult beetle will go out into the world in search of food.
Audio log. Progress report for Kroll samples. Cultivation has been successful. So far, we grew them with 3 specific environmental factors. 1 is our control group, 2 with access to additional nutrition sources, and 3 with exposure to radio signals. Group 1 grew on par with standard Kroll samples. No distinct abnormalities. Group 2 grew at a faster pace than the control group, as expected. No distinct abnormalities. Group 3 grew against its normal pattern, weaving its way toward the radio. Once the device was claimed, it switched to usual growth patterns. Again, no distinct abnormalities.
Ugh. That looks so real.
In conclusion, the samples that were grown in V1's test chamber don't seem to differ from others grown from other sources. Still, we will continue with more factors and further groups, just in case. There have been some developments in the propagation group. V1 samples have seemingly been able to produce nodules at a slightly quicker rate than wild samples. Control groups show that V1 samples begin node development a few days faster. More time will be needed to say for sure. As for the nodes themselves, there aren't any distinct abnormalities. We've successfully hatched a dozen Carnish juveniles, several trimmings, 2 meat snakes, and even 1 mimic. We will be sending them to the enclosures after everyone's reports get sent out. End log.
And then is ground into a fine mince and is now ready for the garden.
150.
Audio log. Progress report for trimming colony. Significant progress in learning the social patterns of a group of trimmings we have been keeping together. A new batch of juveniles were added to the main colony at the beginning of the new progress report. They were accepted into the community immediately. No conflict or rejection observed. They did provide the circumstances to document more interactions. Trimmings communicate through a series of vocal into the community immediately. No conflict or rejection observed. They provide the circumstances to document more of their interactions. Trimmings communicate through a series of vocal cues. Colony members meeting the new batch with squeaks and squeals. They also are not afraid to show us when they are upset. Trimmings also use some physical displays as well. For example, trimmings do a chewing or chatter motion with their mouths when they are happy or interested in something. The experiment that we performed was to explore the extent of their communication skills. The test went like this. We took one of the trimmings and had them in place in a modified enclosure. A speaker would play 2 separate audio cues. A positive cue would play, followed by a treat. And a negative cue, followed by a small spray of cold water. We did several rounds of both audio cues to condition the trimming's response.
more dry, I
Bro!
still feel gritty.
Get this thing
Rough.
off my back!
After the test, the trimming was released back to its colony. And after a few hours, we tested how much the trimmings communicated. Another speaker was placed near the colony's enclosure, where we played the same audio cues. It is incredible to see how layered their social interactions can be. Although, we tried something a bit bizarre.
Albazar.
We found out that a wild colony had settled around the facility recently. It was strange what we did. It was a long shot. We set up a radio device near the wild colony and near ours. We linked both devices up and played the cues.
Huh?
There's many dangers out there in the world. There are many predators that would love to have beetles for a snack. And unfortunately, not all beetles make it. Yes, it is sad, but that's how the circle of life works. But look, one of the beetles has laid eggs. And once the beetle's eggs hatch, the beautiful cycle starts again. And life continues on.
Okay. That was in the first video. Okay, next one. Next one. Okay.
It is called the electromagnetic spectrum.
Backup power is now on. Systems appear to be stable.
Check the damage and get me eyes down there.
Entering the chamber. Entity seems much more active now. Sir, come in. Sir! I can't tell what you're saying, sir. Please respond. What? The hell? I can't hear you clear enough. Get out of there! Move out!
The waves reach the antennae and translate it into sound.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you understand what I am saying? Can you hear? Holy shit. What now? What should I say? What are you? What are you? Let's try something else. Can you still hear us? Okay. What are you? Can you explain? What are your connections to the Vita Carnis species? These are too vague. Try another question. Do you know why you are here? Did you hear us? We aren't getting anywhere. What? Are you talking about the radios? Radios transmit and receive waves and translate it into sound.
What is he even saying?
Do you want more radios?
This ain't really curious. I thought we were
Even the color you see and the sounds you hear are waves.
Sir, is it really in our best interest to give these things what they want? We don't even know what they're looking for.
I understand your concern, but this is the biggest breakthrough we have ever gotten. This may even be the greatest breakthrough of all history. Representatives of the UN will be arriving in just a few days to see our progress. This is too important to stop now. We are on the verge of something massive. If the representatives are impressed, we get the funding to see how far this can go. So, for now, you and the team go and get the orbs if they want. Keep making reports, but keep them quick. We need to learn as much as we can in this short time frame.
Yes, sir.
okay. So
Act just like that. Our original recipe.
Shut that crap up. Well, I'm pretty sure that'd be all, fans. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to give me to 10,000 views. So yeah, bye.